In this video, I'm going to be showing you a new strategy that I've developed for trading binary options on pocket option utilizing the TradingView technical indicator. Gus Schmidt here, and I'm back with another trading video. So today I'm on the pocket option platform and I'm going to be trading some binary options utilizing tradingview.com. All right, so what you see here is the interface of the trading platform here, Pocket Option. So what I've done here is I've loaded up my currency pairs, my regular currency pairs, not the OTCs or synthetic pairs. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a high percentage currency pair to trade, one with a high rate of return here. So if we see at the top of the chart like Great British Pound, Japanese Yen, there's 89% rate of return. Great British Pound, Swiss franc here, 85. So I'm going to look for one with the highest return here. Okay, so it appears to be the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen here. All right. So I'm going to load up the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, and let's look for some other potential pairs. Okay, the euro US dollar, which is the most heavily traded, is 78%. So we're going to trade the Aussie dollar Japanese yen. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to TradingView here, tradingview.com. All right, so this is the user interface of tradingview.com. I've already signed into my account here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the search bar here and type in Aussie dollar Japanese yen. Okay, here it is. It happens to pop up here. But normally I would just go type in Aussie dollar Japanese yen, and then here it is right here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see overview. Click on see overview for the Aussie dollar Japanese yen, and then click on technicals. Loads up the technicals. So when we load up the technicals, you see this gauge here, and the gauge is a measurement of various oscillators and moving averages. So if I scroll down, I can show you. So the oscillators here on the left, there's a combination of several oscillators: relative strength index, stochastic, commodity channel, awesome oscillator momentum with all the various settings of these oscillators. And to the right, we have the moving averages, exponential moving, 10 period exponential, simple, 10 period simple moving average, 20 period EMA, and so forth down the line here up to 100 SMA here. And what the gauge does is it combines all the moving averages and all the oscillators here into a potential signal here. So according to all oscillators here, we're seeing one sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy, and for the moving averages, we see 8 sell, 1 neutral, 6 buy. And the summary here is a summary of all the combination of all the oscillators put together here. And so what we're going to do is the time frame is set to 1 day, but we're going to be focusing on 1 minute. Okay. So we're looking at the summary here. So the summary is giving us a basic buy on the 1 minute time frame. So what I'm going to do here, I've set my period to 1 minute. I have the Aussie dollar Japanese yen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a buy trade here for 1 minute. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for the expiration of this trade uh, at the end of the 1 minute. And if this trade loses, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double up on the next trade here. But we're gonna go back to the technical indicator here. It's giving us a buy currently, but let's see what happens with this trade. Okay, so that trade was out of the money. All right, so let's go back to the technical indicator here. And how I reload it, I'll just click on 5 minutes and go back to 1 minute. Okay, it's still giving us a buy signal on the summary. So let's go ahead and take let's take two buy trades here at this level. And the reason why I took two buy trades is in order to recover the previous loss. If this trade comes in the money, I'll recover the previous loss, the $500 loss, and gain some additional profit on the current trade here over the next 60 seconds. These are fast turbo trades, 60-second trades. So let's monitor this trade and wait for the expiration at the end of the 60 seconds. The strategy that I'm utilizing is known as the martingale strategy, where we recover the loss of the previous trade by doubling up on the next trade. Now, if this trade had lost, I would have doubled the $1,000 trade to 2,000. All right, but in any event, we won this trade, so I was able to recover the loss of that previous trade. All right, so now what we're gonna do again. Let's see here. Okay, so the Aussie dollar Japanese yen is still paying 90% here. You just check right here; it's still paying, because sometimes the pairs, they change the rate of return on the pairs. So we want to keep a high rate of return here. So let's go back to the technical indicator and we click on 5 minutes. It's giving us a strong buy. And on the 1 minute, it's also giving us a strong buy. So let's go ahead and take another buy trade. All right, so I took a buy trade. Where's the buy trade? All right. All right. Let's take a buy trade here. The oscillator and the moving average indicator is giving us, okay, on the 5 minute strong sell, on the 1 minute strong, oh, excuse me, strong buy. So I went ahead and took a buy trade here at this level on the Aussie dollar Japanese yen. So let's monitor this trade and wait for the expiration. If this trade loses, then we're going to go back to the martingale strategy and go back to the technical indicator and double up on a trade if need be. But so far, this trade is going in our favor. So let's wait for the expiration. All right, great. So that trade was in the money. All right, so let me go back to the technical indicator. Let's see. Okay, the 5 minute is still giving us strong buy. The 1 minute, okay, it's just giving us buy, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and take another buy trade here on the Aussie dollar JPY. Didn't necessarily like the entry there because it jumped right when I took the buy trade on the candle. But in any event, let's monitor this trade. There appears to be a general bullish trend here currently. This is the 200 simple moving average line here. It's sloping upward, suggesting a general bullish trend. Okay, great. So you see that push? Okay, so that trade was in the money. Go back to the technical indicator. See, we're still on the Aussie dollar. First of all, let me check. Okay, the rate of return is still at 90%. Let's go to the technical indicator here. The 5 minute still giving us strong buy. The 1 minute, okay, it's still giving us a strong buy. So let's go ahead and take a buy. This was a great entry point because if you notice, this bearish candle retraced back, but we caught the trade at the right time here. Caught the retracement and took the buy. Now, in any event, if this trade loses, I'm going to go to martingale and double up on the trade. But first, let's wait for the results of this trade. Okay, so that trade was also in the money. Where's the Aussie dollar? Okay. All right, so let's go back to the technical indicator here. Okay, so we're still seeing a buys on the 5 minute. What is the 1 minute is still giving us a buy. All right, so let's take another buy trade here. Once again, the price retraced downward here, but the technical indicators are still on the 1 minute time frame. It's giving us still buy signals. Here, the oscillators, the moving averages, still strong buy. So the summary is giving us a strong buy. So let's see the results of this trade here. Now, we're having a pretty good streak, but let's wait for the expiration. And if this trade loses, then I'm going to go ahead and take double up on the trade. Now I'm anticipating we're still going to see, okay, let's see, the 1 minute is still good. All right, so if this trade loses, I'm going to go, okay, so wow, that was close. But anyway, we lost that trade. So I went ahead and took two buy trades again here at this level. And that's because if we go to the trading view technicals, we're still seeing an overall buy, strong buy in the moving average. We got neutral, but we're focusing on the summary here. So let's go back to the charts. Okay, looks like this trade. Oh, wow. Okay, great. So that trade was in the money at the last second. We had a push up here, so we were growing our account here. All right, so let's go back to the technical indicator. It seems to be the price is beginning to consolidate here at this level, but okay, now the rate of return is at 89% here. Let's see if we have anything higher than 89. Doesn't appear. I think the Aussie dollar JPY, 88% on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, the Euro USD. Let's load up the Euro USD chart and let's see what's happening there. So what I'd have to do is I'd go to the trading view here and load up the Euro USD chart. Okay, here's the Euro USD. Let's go to see overview. Wait for the chart to load up. Okay, so let's click on technicals for the Euro USD. Okay, all right. So once again, it's when you load it, it's set to 1 day, but we're going to be focusing on the 1 minute charts. Okay, so the summary is giving us a sell signal here. Okay, so I'm on the Euro USD. I changed the asset because it's currently, okay, it went to 89. All right, in any event, it's paying a high rate of return, 89%. So let's go to the technical indicators on the Euro USD here. Uh, Make sure the timer is set to 1 minute here. Let's go. Okay, so let's go to 5 minutes. It's giving us sell on the 5 minute, and it's also giving us an overall sell. So let's go ahead and let's take a sell trade here. A 1 minute sell trade on the Euro USD. We're seeing a general bearish trend overall here. 200 period simple moving average sloping downward. So this is a good idea. We're trading with the trend here. So let's monitor this trade and wait for the expiration. It's pushing downward. Well, I've set my candles to 15 seconds. So these are 15-second candles you're seeing here. I also have, all right, so we lost that trade. So let's go back and to the indicator again. Let's see. All right, on the 5 minute, still giving us a sell. On the 1 minute, we still have a sell signal here. So let's go ahead and take two sell trades. Now I took two sell trades here because I wanted to recover the loss of the previous trade and gain some additional profit if this trade uh, goes in the money. All right, so let's monitor this trade and wait for the expiration. The vortex, the minus VI line just crossed the plus VI line here in an upward direction, which tells us the general strength of the bearish trend is still strong. Okay, great. So we won that trade. All right, so I'm going to end the trading session here. We've managed to grow our account significantly here. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share the video with your friends. I have a link to the trading platform in the video comments or the video description or the channel bio. I also wanted to let folks know, like, I've only been trading using the martingale strategy. You don't want to trade huge percentages of your capital. So I've been trading about 1% of my capital, because if I have to double up on the trade, I have to have sufficient funds in order to do that, in order to recover these losses. Now, if fortunately I only I haven't gotten two losses in a row during this trading session, but if you do get two losses in a row, then you'd have to double up again. In other words, instead of taking $1,000 trade and you lose it, then you'd have to take $2,000. Okay? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Gus Schmidt.